We're gonna stick these cute little gold babies with tiny potatoes, right? So good and so easy. We're gonna make these into the crispiest little side dish. So we're just gonna boil these for about 10 to 15 minutes until they're really fork tender and soft. Okay, on to our main event. We have miniature meatloaves. I sauteed some onions just in this large bowl and I let them cool a little, and I'm gonna put in some tomato paste, Worcestershire, and Italian seasoning. I'm gonna do lots of salt and pepper. Get this all mixed up, about a teaspoon of salt and about a teaspoon of pepper in there. And these meatloaves are so nice and compact. We're gonna take 1 egg, drop that in. Now that it's cooled, make sure that's cooled before you put your egg in. Don't include the shell. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of chicken broth. I have 1/3 of a cup of organic chicken broth, and just kind of mix that all together. And then I have a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. I didn't have breadcrumbs laying around the house, so I made them, and I love this bread. I saved the bag. It was almost to the end. Base culture, so good. Gluten-free, really low carb, tastes great. It tastes really great toasted. You know, all the gluten-free stuff is not usually so great untoasted, but really great, good carbs, good fiber. It's got resistant starch in it. And then I'm gonna take about a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese for our meatloaf and drop in a pound of ground beef. I love Butcher Box, by the way. I get all my meat delivered from there. It's so convenient. And you're gonna have to get your hands a little dirty for this. I have a little parsley as well, because I had some fresh parsley on hand. So the best thing to do for the meatloaves is not squash it around too much, but just kind of work it all together so we can form it into little mini meatloaves. Squishy mess. And then I'm gonna put that on lined parchment paper and bake it at 350. I have the oven heating because we are doing the potatoes already. Those crispy potatoes are working. And when we're using beef, be sure to use grass-fed beef, because you want more omega-3s out of your food than omega-6s. We get a lot of omega-6s. We need a really good balance of these fats for brain health, for hormone health, and to lower inflammation. We have such a high level of omega-6 with our ratios to omega-3s in the body, usually with our standard American diet. So we've got all the seasonings in here for the meatloaf. We got tomato paste, Worcestershire, some Italian seasoning, salt and pepper, and those onions. I sauteed an onion beforehand, and our little breadcrumbs. I'm gonna go ahead and form that into tiny meatloaves. So I portioned out our tiny meatloaves. I got 5 out of that pound. You could make them a little bit bigger or smaller. I like to do like out of a palm-sized serving, like you would a hamburger, right? And then I love to put a little ketchup glaze on them. This is so easy. Squeeze a little ketchup on. You're gonna have to get your hands dirty again and smear that around. But just it makes a really nice glaze. Be sure to coat all of it. Somehow it keeps a little bit of the moisture in as well. So just form them into like little cutesy baby meatloaves. And we're gonna put those in a 350-degree oven and bake them for about 40-45 minutes. You just want them to be cooked through. These are gonna be so good. And then we're gonna have them with the roasted potatoes and some of that Parmesan broccoli. Okay, our broccoli is really nice and roasted. Remember, this was just frozen broccoli, frozen organic florets. I'm gonna put some Parmesan cheese on there. Really nice raw organic Parmesan cheese. Pop that back in for a couple minutes.